U.S. economy adding 143,000 jobs in January. Unemployment ticking down to 4%. Our very own Alexandra Canal joining us now. She's been digging through the numbers, going sector by sector.
Yes.
Ali, what stands out to you in this report?
So first of all, heading into this report, economists had warned us there was going to be a lot of noise. We had wildfires, we had snowstorms, residual seasonality, the revisions. But this is a solid report, and we saw a lot of gains concentrated in a few industries. Healthcare, retail being two of the top gainers. So let's start with healthcare. It has been the most resilient industry, I would say, over the past year, adding 44,000 jobs in January. Gains were in hospitals, nursing and residential care facilities, and home health care services. And then on the retail side, another industry that's really contributed to a lot of positive swings to the upside. 34,000 jobs added last month, concentrated in general merchandise retailers and furniture and home furnishings. So just another indication that the services side of the economy, it remains resilient. Now, we did see some impact from colder weather in January for the construction side. Just 4,000 jobs added. That's a drop of 10,000 year over year, and is also down 9,000 month over month. Similar story there with leisure and hospitality. Economists have warned us that colder weather was going to affect that industry. We saw a loss of 3,000 jobs after we added 49,000 jobs the month before. So a bit of a tough comp there. And then manufacturing is one I wanted to call out because we saw 3,000 jobs added, so little change, but this does come after we saw a 12,000 job decline, and we saw positive ISM data earlier this week saying that the manufacturing sector is expanding for the first time in more than 2 years. Perhaps that manufacturing recession could be over, and that could be positive for stocks moving forward. So another sector that I'm keeping my eye on.
Yeah, it was really interesting looking through some of these sectors, especially when we were thinking about how we can kind of compare, contrast this to what we had seen within the ADP private payrolls print earlier this week as well. And one of the areas that we were keeping a close eye on there was manufacturing sector. Here, the biggest declines seemed like they were in mining, quarrying, and oil and gas and extraction industry. Not sure why that's a tongue twister this morning here. I guess as we should think about some of the services portion of these prints, what are you kind of taking away from how that is all playing out right now?
Yeah, look, I think the consumer is remaining resilient. The economy is resilient. We have wages rising more than forecast, and it's a strong start to 2025. So the services side of the equation, I think, has been holding up really well. So that's a bullish sign. I feel like for stocks, the economy at large. You mentioned the ADP report, the private payrolls, but if we take a look at the government side, adding 32,000 jobs last month, pretty consistent from recent reports. However, looking ahead, it's going to be interesting to track this side of the equation, considering we have DOGE. What's that going to mean? The Department of Government Efficiency. What is Elon Musk going to do? How are the layoffs? How are those buyouts going to affect things? BNP was out with a note saying that it is too early for the DOGE impact to have affected the January report, but it's something to watch moving forward. They said that the buyout suggests net downward pressure on federal employment over time. So a lot to look at in this report, but I think the big takeaway is that the economy, it's pretty strong.
All right, Ali, thanks so much.